My name's Naomi. I'm a survivor of domestic abuse. Today I am breaking my silence.
You mentioned that you didn't know the extent of the services and the help that was available to you. With the services that you did reach out to help for, do you feel like as a black woman it affected the help that you received?
Yeah, I do feel it was. I feel like I was always dismissed, and I also felt that they just felt it was like, in our culture, that's what we kind of just do. It's them belittling it and calling it an argument rather than them saying it's a domestic abuse incident. So I do feel, even sometimes when I did attend some services, I didn't feel that I could connect as well, or I felt that they didn't really listen to me and they couldn't connect with me as a black woman as well and understand some cultural differences as well. Like if I was, I would say to them, in my culture, going to the police sometimes is known as being an informer or a snitch, and I felt that a lot of the times, even though I wanted to go to the police at some times, they didn't support me enough or understand where I was actually coming from with certain things.
What sort of impact do you feel it's had on your mental health?
A lot of anxiety, not kind of knowing, who's abusive and not abusive, thinking everybody is abusive as well, and, trying to look for signs and stuff at sometimes. Also, through the first relationship and the second relationship, I did feel suicidal quite a lot because I didn't know either how to get out of the situation or what was going on, and it became overwhelming. But I would say anxiety and some depression, which is on and off, and a lot of flashbacks. During the lockdown especially, I got a lot of flashbacks of incidents that had happened previously. And I feel, even though there's days, I can go months, years without, being in a low place, but there's little things, you could just remember stuff. You could be washing up and you could just remember an incident that happened. You might even have forgot about it for years. So it's always there, always bringing back memories, even if it doesn't bring you down for that whole day. But there's always, it doesn't go. Yeah.
Have you been able to access any kind of therapeutic help?
Not directly with the abuse, unfortunately. I have accessed therapy, which I found good for the anxiety itself, which anytime I go through NHS, they do accept me for, if it's directly to do with the anxiety. But if I go to get therapy for just to talk to somebody about any abuse that I've suffered, I feel that they say that I'm okay. Because I'm able to tell them what's happened and I speak quite freely of it, they kind of, get the wrong idea that they think that I'm too confident, but it's not. Yes, directly for the abuse, no.
Does that feel like you're being just really dismissed?
Yeah, because I feel that the underlying problem is the abuse that I suffered. That's why I have the anxiety. That's why I can be depressed at times. It's not I'm just generally depressed or have anxiety. So I feel that I would have anxiety for quite a while without speaking to somebody directly with the abuse. Yeah.
What sort of changes would you like to see happen for black female victims of domestic abuse?
I feel that they need to do a lot of training to understand not only black but a lot of cultures, and not just for, kind of for the, I don't know how to say it, but like not just for the TV, not just for online. They need to actually practically be doing it and getting to know different kind of cultures, because even though there's black as a term, there's different cultures, different countries do different things, and just having support just maybe for black people at times, with black workers as well that can understand, and somebody that you can relate to. Yeah.
Do you feel like sharing these lived experiences is important in creating that type of change?
How I discovered that I was actually going through domestic abuse is in the first relationship. When I was pregnant, I went back home, and I love reading books, and I went to the library, and I found a book in the library that a lady was going through domestic abuse, and she had a paragraph from there where she was speaking to her husband at the time, and each word of it was what I was going through, and that was the first time ever that I didn't feel alone. And I sent a text to him with that paragraph and never heard back from him about that. And that's when I realised, I'm not alone. And that's what encouraged me to speak and tell other people.
How have you used your experience to help other people?
Well, I started off doing public speaking. I could sense when somebody was going through domestic abuse straight off. I didn't go out my way, or it just happened really. Me speaking about just being more open with people, what was going on. People would come to me and ask me for advice or ask for help, and just talk to me about what they were going through. Educating as well, because I think it's very important to educate people of domestic abuse. And I just help in any way, anything possible to just get the word out there and help others. That's what I do.
When you look back at your own personal experience, what do you feel like you needed at the time to enable you to safely leave your abusers?
I think telling from the start, not hiding it, and not minimising it, because that's what I think. As soon as I told my parents and told the people that are close to me, I felt more safe, and I felt it was more easier for me to leave, because now somebody knows, and also they know somebody knows. So I feel that I would always encourage people to tell somebody that you feel safe with, and that's not going to judge you, not going to talk about you and tell others, and not going to tell the abuser as well. So I feel that I would have told somebody earlier on what exactly was happening.